Price elasticity of supply is a measure of how much the quantity supplied of a good changes in response to changes in its price. It tells us how sensitive suppliers are to price changes. When the price of a good rises, we generally expect the quantity supplied to increase as well. However, the magnitude of this response can vary greatly depending on the good in question. Imagine the price of oranges suddenly goes up. Farmers might respond quickly by increasing orange production. This suggests a high elasticity of supply, meaning supply is very responsive to price changes. Now imagine the price of vintage cars skyrockets. The quantity supplied is unlikely to change much because the number of vintage cars is largely fixed. This indicates a low elasticity of supply. Essentially, price elasticity of supply measures how flexible producers are in adjusting their output when market prices fluctuate. A deep understanding of this concept is crucial for businesses aiming to optimize their production strategies in response to market dynamics. Economists use a straightforward formula to calculate price elasticity of supply. It is the percentage change in quantity supplied divided by the percentage change in price. A numerical example can help illustrate this. Let's say the price of wheat jumps from $5 to $6 per bushel, a 20% increase. If the quantity of wheat supplied by farmers subsequently rises from 100 million bushels to 130 million bushels, a 30% increase, we can calculate the price elasticity of supply. In this case, the price elasticity of supply would be 30% divided by 20%, or 1.5. An elasticity greater than 1, like in our wheat example, indicates that supply is elastic. This means the quantity supplied is quite sensitive to price changes. Conversely, an elasticity less than 1 suggests inelastic supply. In this scenario, changes in price have a relatively small effect on the quantity supplied. Let's consider some real-world examples to solidify our grasp of price elasticity of supply. Products like handcrafted jewelry or rare antiques often have inelastic supply. Even if prices rise significantly, the quantity supplied may not change much due to the time and skill required to produce these goods. In contrast, products with more flexible production processes, like clothing or consumer electronics, typically exhibit elastic supply. Producers can often ramp up production relatively quickly in response to price increases, leading to a substantial change in quantity supplied. This distinction highlights how understanding price elasticity of supply can inform business decisions. Firms producing goods with elastic supply may find it profitable to quickly adjust production levels to capitalize on price fluctuations. Conversely, businesses with inelastic supply might focus on strategies other than increasing output, such as brand building or securing premium prices. The concept of price elasticity of supply holds significant importance for both businesses and consumers. For businesses, it provides insights into how revenue might be impacted by changes in production or pricing strategies. If a firm knows its product has elastic supply, it can anticipate that raising prices could lead to a proportionally smaller increase in revenue, as the quantity demanded may decrease. Consumers are also affected by price elasticity of supply. Goods with inelastic supply, such as essential medicines or gasoline, can be susceptible to large price swings. This can impact affordability and consumer welfare, particularly during periods of shortages or disruptions in supply chains. By understanding price elasticity of supply, policymakers can make more informed decisions regarding market interventions or regulations. For instance, understanding the supply dynamics of essential goods can help governments implement policies to mitigate the impact of price shocks on consumers. In conclusion, price elasticity of supply is a fundamental economic concept with far-reaching implications. By grasping its nuances, businesses can make more informed decisions, consumers can better understand market dynamics, and policymakers can craft more effective economic policies.